So, who's ready for Gleam? Second book in the Plated Prisoner series. I am! Let's talk about it because I want to review it. For 10 years... Okay, wait, notifications, no. Okay, sorry. For 10 years, I've lived in a gilded cage inside King Midas's golden castle. But one night changed everything. Now I'm here, a prisoner of Fourth Kingdom's army, and I'm not sure if I'm going to make it out of this in one piece. They're marching to battle, and I'm the bargaining chip that will either douse the fire or spark a war. At the heart of my fear, my worry, there's him, Commander Rip. Yes, I actually read that right. Known for his brutality on the battlefield, his viciousness is unsurpassed. But I know the truth about what he is. Fae. The betrayers, the murderers, the ones who nearly destroyed Aurea, wiping out Seventh Kingdom in the process. Rip has power sizzling beneath this skin and glinting spikes down his spine. But his eyes are the most compelling of all. When he turns those black eyes on me, I feel captive for an entirely different reason. I may be out of my cage, but I'm not free, not even close. In the game of kings and armies, I'm the gilded pawn. The question is, can I outmaneuver them? This is the captivating second book of the Plated Prisoner series. It's an adult epic fantasy story blending romance, intrigue, and beautiful imagery. Return to the seductive story of magic inspired by the myth of King Midas and get caught up in the world of Aurea. Please note, important again, there is explicit language and romance in this book not suitable for those under the age of 18. So again, I gave my thoughts on the first book, definitely. And I really did love the first book. And the second one, in my opinion, is definitely better. I think the second book is definitely better. But then again, these books just keep getting better. The writing's so good, characters amazing. My favorite part of this book is we got to see flashbacks of Oren's life, where she used to be. Again, I mentioned this in the first book, but there is here we do get to see the whole human trafficking angle a little bit more. So be aware of that. We get to see flashbacks where she is in this situation and basically used for profit. So there is exploitation in this. So be aware of that when reading. There is a lot of intrigue, as there was in the first book. Again, things I love. I love court intrigue in every book I read. If my fantasy has court intrigue, you've basically just given me perfection right there. If you know how to do it right, that is. We're gonna talk about that in The Savior's Sister a little because that was not done well. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. It wasn't. It really wasn't. So basically, we have that, and now we get to meet new characters. And my favorite trope is written in this story, and that is found family. Oh, I love this trope. It's so beautiful. Yes, she was captured, but she is a little bit more free than what she was in the cage. And she admits how free she is because she has freedom to walk around the camp. She has freedom to do a lot of different things that she was, not allowed to do before. She wasn't allowed to fully walk around the castle. There was a cage that she was going to be in. So I thought that was interesting with Oren. We follow her storyline, but we also follow a different storyline, which we'll talk about in a minute. So one of the things I love was definitely the fact that she was kind of coming to terms with things in relation to Midas, and how he kept her in this gilded cage, but also that it was a cage of her own making, because this is something she genuinely wanted. So I thought that was really, really interesting to note, that this is something she did want at the time, and that it made her feel safe at the time. I thought this was really interesting in retrospect. It felt kind of, I don't know, it just, there was something about this that just was really interesting to note about that. We also follow Queen Melina's storyline. She gets a point of view. I love it. She is like amazing. She's trying to now take power from Midas after the events of the first book. Quick mild spoiler here, by the way. Quick, like, broad spoiler. But basically, he was able to take over another kingdom. And now he's there. And now that he's not in Sixth Kingdom, now that he's in Fifth, Queen Melina is now trying to take her rightful place. She was basically the only, she was supposed to be the only heir. She's technically the only heir of her family, like she's the only child. But the problem was that because she had no magic, she needed to rule with a king at her side in order to, like, I guess, solidify her. But now he's not there, and now she is attempting to take power. And it was really interesting to see her take power by basically bringing all the women to the side, to her side, and because they can influence pretty much everybody. So it was really interesting to see the nobility being brought to her side, but also the way that like it all starts out super well. And it was interesting to see how her point of view was kind of like sort of evil. It was very interesting. Her point of view was evil, and I loved it. She was a manipulative person. It was really interesting to see. Her and Midas are both manipulative, but she is honestly awesome. There are, again, very few point of views with Midas, but we get to see him in the end, and we get to see, and there was a really cool plot twist that I actually predicted, but I didn't mind this prediction. And we get like two different plot twists. One I predicted, and the other one I did not. But when I read the book, I kind of understood, and I thought that was awesome. I loved it. So far, I'm being able to do these things spoiler free, by the way. But I think it was very well written. I think the world was further built, and Found Family was really good. I love the new characters we get to meet, particularly Commander Rip. I also just liked meeting Lou and a couple of other people. They were just really good. I think it was really interesting, and also the kind of beginning relationship with Rissa, which I'm curious to see how it will develop in Glow. Not in Gleam, because I already know what happens in Gleam, but pretty good. Anyway, those are my thoughts right now. Those are my thoughts on this book. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. I will come back next Wednesday for my review on Gleam. Until then, consider subscribing to my channel for more content. Let me know what you thought about Glint. Also, let me know pretty much any other books you'd like me to review. I'd love it if you liked the video, and consider subscribing to my blog, which will be linked in my description. Until my next video, consume stories. Bye!